I am just going straight from YouTube tonight because I'm having trouble with StreamYard, so I'll wait a few moments for people to show up. And any of you who watch on replay, for you guys, I'll just go ahead. We are we're in a tight spot, put it that way, in the United States of America. We're in a tight spot. So yeah, I did not set up StreamYard this time because the picture is really bad. So good to see you. I'm glad you're here, as usual. I'm always glad you're here. I'm glad we're together. Things have been insane. Hello, hello. And getting more and more insane. Grab yourself a beverage. And thank you. I got my hair cut a couple weeks ago. Somebody's saying good haircut. My hairstylist is an artist. She's a painter. She's really good. I'm just trying to straighten out my microphone. All right, so here we are, and things are crazy, and I know it's very discouraging. Thank you. So that's why we get together, because if we feel like, you know, we're disheartened and things are hard, then there's power and strength in us being together. So that's a good opportunity for me to remind you that every single Thursday night we have a guided meditation for a healed America. And I saw an interesting thing today that I did post that just reminded me. I did post this. During our guided meditations for a healed America, which we've been doing for like 4 years now, once a week, I've been leading you all. Many don't show up, but in the live stream mostly, in a guided meditation for a healed America, and repeatedly we have visualized brilliant, strong, and powerful white light going into the Capitol and the White House and that. And so I saw, it might not be, it's probably on my iPad, but just if you can imagine this, I saw a picture of who's left in Congress because the fucking MAGA fascists left. So that's what they do. They plant their fascist seeds and then they leave. But when we've been visualizing that it's so uncomfortable for them with all that strong white light that they leave. We've literally been visualizing that for some time now. So I thought it was interesting. And if you look at my posts, I did send a picture. So all the people are on one side of the room in the Capitol. And the Republicans are absent. You want to sit with a huge piece of chocolate cake and eat it, but you won't. Well, you know, it's okay sometimes. All right, I will turn the sound up. My best friend gifted me with, it's her birthday today, and she gifted me with a new microphone, but I didn't have time to set it up, so that'll be fixed eventually. She said she sent me a birthday present for her birthday. So, oh, you think Awesomeness wants the whole cake? Yeah, well, you know, just have a piece. Just have a little brownie or something. We really do need to treat ourselves when things get too rough. Is the sound any better? I'll just talk loud. Okay, I'll just talk loud. I did an interview earlier today and became aware that I need to be right on the microphone. Sometimes I forget. So, the debacle with Keg's Breath and Dumpy yesterday in front of these decorated generals who had been in the military for some of them 4 decades. Thanks for the sound check. The humiliation, the degrading of people that risk life and limb to serve our country, the attempt to degrade them, to insult them, to demoralize them, the attempt to, it's basically kind of like a stolen valor in a certain way. Keg's Breath is great at that, as is Dumpy. That's part of their shtick. I can't even believe that Keg's Breath has that amount of audacity. Who the fuck does he think he is? The type of person who would be that full of himself that would do something like that. He actually, what did he do in his military? I think he was in the military for a short amount of time and did minimal anything. And Dumpy, I heard 5 times avoided being drafted by saying that if it was 4 or 5 times that he had bone spurs. They're high on their own supply, that's for sure. So for us to be bearing witness to what they're doing to our military, our money. I know we've been paying attention, but the rest of the American people are starting to notice. And we'll get to the government shutdown in a moment. And, and then Dumpy waddles out there after Keg's Breath just berated the generals and the soldiers and said that they need to not be fat. What he is aiming for is to make America a warmonger. To rename the Department of Defense the Department of War is saying, we're the aggressor. We're coming after you because we feel like it. You said that everyone needs to be gender neutral. I don't think that means that women have to cut their hair like men, short like men. He's actually not, I don't know how much power he has, but I think, let's ask this question, because I'm thinking that he's going to attempt to ban women from entering into the military. Is he banning women? Is that the plan, to ban? Yes, the plan is to ban women from serving in the military. Strong yes. That's his plan. So we're going to kind of look at what the generals were thinking as they were sitting there. With such composure, not applauding, not showing any emotion except a couple of head in the hands kind of thing. Yes, he wants to run the women out. So he wants no women. He wants only men, and he wants only, let's just face it, he wants only white men, preferably white supremacists. And they have to be fake Christians. And we thought, and I think we are in many ways, that we were more evolved than that. We thought that we were more enlightened. Yeah, he wants only white men, but preferably white supremacists. We've come a long, long way in the United States of America. We have. And this crap is ridiculous. So we're going to pull some cards. Thank you for being here. I don't know how many people we'll have tonight. I'm not going to get too hung up on that. But I didn't set it up on Substack because I was tired of the bad picture. Do I think Dumpy's aversion to the military because he was forced to go to military school? Yes, I do think that plays into it. Yeah, I do think that plays into it quite a bit. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about Keg's Breath. The ironic thing is that female soldiers are excellent snipers. Is that research driven? You're welcome. I'm glad that I have you. You're welcome for having you. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about him. So this is what I want to make very clear. And I've said it again and again, that I see Keg's Breath on the phone with the Kremlin on a regular basis. And there are many people, I could probably make a list, and maybe you could too, of those who are directly working for Putin. I also want to mention that Putin's not doing so well and hasn't been doing so well for a very long time. And what they want to do is find only loyalists that will do the most heinous acts of war that they can. That's what they want. If anybody was wondering why he's behaving this way, why he's bringing all these 800 of our military into one room from all over the world. I can just imagine what they were thinking. To get them to agree, well, first of all, to be loyal to Dumpy, and second of all, to go after people. And that is a thing. That's a thing. Dumpy was saying it on the campaign trail. If somebody says a protest word or something, if there's somebody who objects to what Dumpy is saying, haul him out and beat him up. And when you put him in the police car, don't try to make sure they don't hit their heads. Just and beat the hell out of him. And remember, and Dumpy would say, and I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. I'll pay your lawyer fees. I'll pay your court fees. So from the very beginning, Dumpy has been the aggressor, saying go after people, fight, beat them up. I could shoot someone on 5th Avenue and get away with it. He's always been the aggressor, and he grew up with his father, Fred, telling him, programming him as a child to be a killer. If you doubt me, read Mary Trump's first book. That's what his father programmed him to be, a killer. And what Dumpy knows deep down is he's a loser. So because he's a loser, he does know it. He does know it. You hope that speech was the last straw for the military. We'll look at that. But he's a killer. And every time that he mentioned the late great Al Capone got a lot of people murdered in cold blood. They had to be loyal to him. And Al Capone got away. I don't know. I have to look it up in the history books or, wherever I can look that up. Look up Al Capone. He got away with all of it, I think. When Dumpy kept on talking about Hannibal Lecter, I'm like, whoa, what's this Hannibal Lecter crap? He was a killer. Whoever is a killer, he admires. Kim Jong-un, Putin, President Xi. We don't even know the half of what he's done, right? We don't hear much about that. So, tax evasion is what brought down Capone, but he got away with a lot of murders. And did he die? Did Al Capone die in prison? We're going to pull 3 cards about Keg's Breath. The people voted for Dumpy, and it wasn't the reason that he won. We all know that. The people voted for him is mind-boggling. Bodies are raining out of windows in Russia. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. That's how deep the Russian psyop went. The people looked at Dumpy and thought that it was a good idea to vote for him. Didn't Al Capone catch a devastating STD? No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you guys. I don't know. I have to read up on it. Keg's Breath. 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. He's under a lot of pressure. Keg's Breath is under a lot of pressure from the military generals. I get this sense that they're sitting him down and talking to him. So just to continue on why they're doing this, it's at the direction of Putin, because everything that they want our military to be is everything that Putin wants his military to be, and they became brutal barbarians. And we're going to look at some other things too around that. Okay, so the King of Cups indicates a lot of really strong emotions. But this, I'm reading on Keg's Breath. This has to do with a lot of strong emotions from the generals about what was said in that horrific meeting. They're trying to change. This fascist regime is trying really hard to change our identity, to turn us from a democracy, basically fun-loving people, right? And doing the best that we can to be friends to our allies and to do the right thing the best that we can, never perfect. And other people from other countries coming here, generations of people coming here for a life of living in democracy, right? And they want to turn America into a country that attacks other countries. There, I just said it. They want to turn us into a country like Russia, who goes, oh, I think we'll take that land. Why? Because we just feel like it. Let's just attack them. Remember in January, the first things he started talking about was we need to attack Greenland. What was the other place he wanted to attack? Canada. Effing Canada. As soon as he got in, after he told everybody he's going to be a dictator on day one, he gets in there and he does a full-on Vlad. We need to invade Greenland. And while we're at it, let's go invade Canada. Did he threaten to invade Mexico? I think he did at some point. So as far as Keg's Breath goes, the Nine of Pentacles indicates all the projects that Keg's Breath has in the queue to do to ruin us. And the King of Cups is the overwhelming emotions of the military. You might think that they don't have overwhelming emotions, but they're human. And this is Keg's Breath. A lot of pressure on him. And here's the thing too. Remember Dumpy fired all those IGs? Inspector Generals? They're working on bringing Keg's Breath down for the signal gate debacle. They're working on that. So let's just see how that's going to go. Oh, please hit the thumbs up while you're here. Because I didn't send out notifications because I decided not to do StreamYard because the picture was so bad. We probably won't have as many people today. Dumpy is at it again about the 51st state. He needs to distract from Epstein. So 3 cards about how, because I was just picking up on the Nine of Pentacles, all the different projects. It's like I see Keg's Breath with a list going down. I keep on seeing this list going down the list, and I think that what I'm seeing is a combination of the directives from Moscow and following Project 2025. So 3 cards about their plans to invade other countries. They're already doing it with Venezuela. How's that going to go for Keg's Breath and Dumpy to just go ahead and invade other countries? To use our military to invade other countries. Just like Foodie. How's it going to go? The Devil. Okay? We're going to find out while they're planning to attack other countries, because now it's the Department of War, which I don't think is official. Just like the Gulf of America. No, it's the Gulf of Mexico. We all know the military needs to arrest Trump now. That kind of goes without saying. So, when they get ready to make plans to attack other countries, right around that time, like real plans, what happens is the connection to the devil becomes clear. The levers, I think there is a lot of information about to come out about the direct ties to the Kremlin. Now, this is why Keg's Breath is saying that people need to take polygraph tests. He's actually saying that people in the military have to take a polygraph test to make sure that they're loyal. He's also trying to do this with the press. Republicans are squirming, you love it. Yeah, we'll get to them. Yeah, so they need to know that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, it's pretty bad. You have to kneel down and kiss the ring of the most heinous person who ever walked the earth, well, in present day, anyhow. And he has company, right? You have to have loyalty to this man. That's what it's like in North Korea. I see people showing up now, a little late, better late than never. Smelly too, right? So having to bow down and say, I think Trump is wonderful. Can you imagine? So let's take a look at some other cards. I'm going to read on, let's see, which cards do I want to use? I'm going to read on a military. I'm going to use these animal cards. I'm going to read on our military, and specifically our military generals. All right, so tomorrow night is the Halloween parade in Salem. Just changing subjects. Distract you from the awful stuff. It's going to be a busy month. It's October 1st. Shame on Senators John Fetterman. Yeah, what a disappointment he turned out to be. Angus King, surprised at him too. Like voting to not shut the government down. And Catherine Cortez, yeah. 3 of them voted to not shut the government down. We had to shut the government down. We're just going to have to be strong and help one another. Okay, but I'm still on the military. Hey, John, how's it going? So you probably noticed that the screen looks a little different. The letters are backwards, you know, because I just decided to go on directly from YouTube tonight. Yeah, we had to shut the government down. That was really important. I'm still in the military. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to ask whether the military generals are having conversations about what their move is going to be. Because they have to make a move. They swore an oath to protect us. And Dumpy's up there saying that they need to attack American citizens. He got up there and told the military that they need to go into American cities and take care of the enemy within. Are we all awake? He's been threatening us since he was on the campaign trail. Yeah, we're just looking at what they're talking about. Yogi Bear is saying the military don't follow idiots. Yes. So I'm just reading on what. Oh, I got 4 cards. I was looking for 3 cards. 4 of Cups. They know that they have to do something, or they'll miss the opportunity. They're aware of that. The Queen of Swords. That represents Kamala. 3 of Swords. The military is right now, what a stab to the heart. What an insult. What a polar opposite of what they took an oath, I mean, the country they took an oath to defend and protect. And what are you saying? Beer weather in Connecticut? Oh, I thought you said beer weather, beach weather. This coming weekend? So as far as our military is concerned, I have a sense that they're just getting their bearings. The Queen of Swords, though, does indicate a strong message coming from the military. I'm not sure if we'll hear the strong message. The Four of Cups, they know that they have to act now or things will get worse. And we'll ask the Pendulum more about that. The Queen of Swords, they also know that Kamala won. Don't think that the military doesn't know about Moscow. Yeah, don't think the military doesn't know about the Russian connection. I mean, really, consider that. How would they not know? So I really do get that they're aware that Kamala won the election. And this is the Two of Pentacles. Right now, they're working on keeping peace between the United States and the rest of the world. So let's ask this. With the energy the way it is, can we expect that the generals will refuse to follow orders? With the energy being the way it is, yes. We can expect that the generals will refuse to follow orders. I don't think that they want to attack their fellow citizens. Just, call me crazy. Military thinking about let's get Dumpy and company now, like when? I don't know if you're asking a question or what. I mean, let's just be obvious. Let's be obvious, right? Of course they don't want to listen to him. Your generals say it was a waste of their time. And it was a waste of hundreds of millions of our taxpayer dollars. And they're still building that freaking ballroom. I mean, I know sometimes you just want to check out. It's understandable. Let's take a look at the Democrats. I want to switch decks. Hang on, I'm going to grab a different deck. Let's read the Heaven and Earth deck. I don't think that the military is going to follow unlawful orders from a 34 times convicted felon rapist. Kegsworth is a delusional loser. Yes, we all know that, right? But we just have to look at, oh my gosh, I can't believe that he's in that position. We can't believe he's in that position. 3 cards about how the Democrats are doing. And I give you all credit for showing up because, it's tempting. I can't do it. But it's tempting to just remove yourself from all of it and just put your head under the covers and hope that things get better. But what is a better option is to know what you want and what you want for the collective and to think about it all the time. Yogi Bear pledged an oath to the Constitution, not to a dictator. So I'm pulling 3 cards about the Democrats right now. Now, all over faux news, they know that their viewers are going to be looking to see what they're going to say about the government shutdown on all the fake news outlets. And all the fake news outlets, what they're going to do is they're going to say that this government shutdown is all the Democrats' fault. But then those people that are viewing these right-wing extremist networks are going to have to look at, well, what did the Republicans have for them? Because not everybody that watches Fox faux news is wealthy. So if the fake news outlets are harping away, it was the Democrats who shut down. The Democrats wanted to give illegal aliens from outer space health care, and the people that watch Fox are dependent on that health care, and they're blaming the Democrats on faux news for the shutdown, then I would think that people would go, well, what was it that the Republicans were wanting to do for us to help our health care? They would have to look to the Republicans. What is it that the Democrats wouldn't agree to that the Republicans had? Why are we losing our health care? They have to ask that question when the rubber hits the road. And there's nothing they can point to say, oh, see, the Republicans were going to help us to keep our health care and to keep our Social Security and our Medicaid and Medicare. They won't be able to look at what the Republicans, they were going to help us, because they weren't. There's nothing they can point to say that the Democrats screwed it up. Somebody's saying we need 200 thumbs up, but we only have 190 in the room. I could do a miracle. Make it turn into 200 and 200 thumbs up. We have a long way to go to 200 thumbs up. The Democrats. King of Cups keeps popping up everywhere. Big change coming. A abandoned success, death, King of Cups. So, yeah, well, they wanted to keep the government open. So with the Democrats, where the Democrats are right now is what a shame. What a shame that we are where we are. The government did have to shut down after all. The King of Cups. This is the overwhelming emotional state of all the people in this country. Yeah, this is the King of Cups. This is massive emotionality. And do you know what? I really think, in a certain way, that nothing can really shift and change until we have overflowing emotions that we cannot ignore anymore. And I'm so sad that it has to be this way. But the truth of the matter is, yeah, there's $20 billion going to freaking Argentina. This is our money. The truth of the matter is, you and I both know, we all know, that if it's inconvenient to make a necessary change, most people will not. If it's inconvenient, if it takes us off of our, easy things, we don't want to, it's human nature. We don't want to do anything. We don't move until it gets to be too much emotionally. And that's what this is about. Will MAGA Mike's Grindr account be released to the public since he didn't swear in the new Democrat? I heard about that guy. He's got evidence. How many times have we said here? I mean, it doesn't take a psychic. He's clearly gay. So there was a TikToker who had evidence of MAGA Mike's Grindr account. It's a gay app. I don't know if it's just a gay men app. I think so. Were those ballots that woman found real ballots? I don't know what you're referring to. I missed that news story. They cheated on the election. Let's just get that straight and squared away and out of the way. It is true. Okay. It's just a gay man app. It's not for gay men and gay women. It's just okay. So MAGA Mike was on it, according to this guy on TikTok, and brave soul. He threatened MAGA Mike. He said, I'm going to release it all unless you swear the Democrat in that just won in Arizona. I haven't written down her name. It's a foreign name. I mean, it's not Susan Smith. So if you know her name, can you put her name up? And it was supposed to be on Tuesday. I need to change my calendar. That he needed to swear her in yesterday, and he did not. Right? Is that guy going to release that information? He hasn't decided yet. I'm sure he's getting tons of death threats. Will he be? Is he courageous enough? That guy? Yeah, he's courageous enough to release the information. Yeah, what nationality is she? Adelita. That's easy. And then how do you pronounce her last name? Grijalve? Adelita Grijalve? Let's do a dad joke. My son asked me why he had to play tag while wearing a murderous clown costume. I said it's because you are it. Oh, Stephen King. Okay. I'm in my psychic brain. Yeah, so the guy that was going to release that on TikTok, yeah, I'm sure it doesn't take a psychic, right? Of course he got death threats. But I do feel like he's safe, too. So once he lets the dust settle and he feels safe, is he going to release it? Yes. He needs money for lawyers. Did he set up a GoFundMe or something? Let us know. Thomas deleted toxic TikTok. It's funny, I was talking to someone the other day, she might be here, who was thinking about going on TikTok, and I said, I've never ever had a good feeling about TikTok. Never. And then I went on it just because people kept saying, dude, you should just be on TikTok. And so I went on it for like a day. Boy, the trolls came out like moths to a flame. It was vicious. Like mosquitoes, I tell you. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to what I was saying about the Democrats right now. This is abandoned success. They tried to get the government to not shut down, and that came to an end. This is a death card. They know we're in new territory here. We're in new territory where the people that are in governance are fascists, and the people that are in governance want the Democrats to agree to inflict pain on the American people. However, so there's an end, that's the end to the government being open. The King of Cups is all of the overwhelming emotions about that. You bet some lawyers will take that guy's case pro bono? Darren thinks. Let's just ask. Will some of them? Will lawyers? Yeah, they would take it on. Yeah, you're right. They would. They'd take it on pro bono. And I feel like if that's going to happen, maybe the guy's just like, I'll do this and then I'll move out of the country. Let's not get too acclimated to, oh, we can't say what we want. Let's not get too acclimated to they're sending ICE agents into our city. Let's not get acclimated to, oh, we have to be afraid of the National Guard. Let's not normalize that. We cannot normalize this. It's so important that we don't. All right. I'm going to have a sip of fake beer out of my Super Bowl. Which one? 53 Patriots champions. Dad joke. I took up knitting over 3 years ago, but haven't seen much improvement. I'm still so at it. All right, let's read on Kamala. Just because we're not going to get to 200 thumbs up because we only have 198 in the room. But you never know. The Red Sox are doing good. I've really lost track. Remember that show when the Patriots just kept winning? Oh, people hated us. They hated us so much. Okay, so it's not whether you win or lose, it's whether you win. 3 cards on, well, let's do this. 3 cards on the American people. And then I'll read on Kamala. 3 cards on the American people. Like where are we going and what's going to happen with our energy? And the current climate that we're in. What's going to happen to the energy of the American people? This is what's going to happen to the energy of the American people. We're going to feel trapped. Clearly, we're going to be looking for a strong messenger. That's about Kamala, and to get rid of the emperor. We're feeling trapped by the dictator. And we're looking for a strong message. I have a good feeling about this, though. I have a good feeling of sensibility prevailing, and looking out for each other prevailing. Darren wants the Red Sox to win. Are they in the world? Did they get in the playoffs? I don't know. I'm way behind on the sports thing. We're going to pull 3 cards about Kamala. Yes, we need to use our energy to fight together, and we are. And even though you hear people say, that's it, we're an authoritarian, that's it, we're in a fascist country, even though you hear people say that, I want nobody to give that any energy at all. Promise me that you will not give that any energy at all, despite what things look like. You don't think the Cincinnati Reds are going very far? Maybe next year. What's the opposite of lady finger? Mentos. Thomas, your jokes are so silly tonight. Go Cubbies. Okay, so 3 cards about Kamala. Yeah, whenever you feel distraught by a headline or something, do not watch it. I didn't watch it. I had to wait. As long as the Yankees get bumped out, you'll be happy. That rivalry is still going on. I really want to urge you, this is what I do. If a headline, a thumbnail, if it's too upsetting, I don't watch it. And the whole Keg's breath dumpy thing, I sense how bad it is anyway, and I'm sure you do too. So I just know. Like the whole inauguration, that was too dark. I didn't watch any of it. I heard enough, right? So Kamala. Yeah, it's really hurtful what's going on to Kamala. It's very hurtful, of course, what's going on in this country for her. But the 8 of Pentacles is, I really have this sense about Kamala, as painful as this time is right now and as emotional as it is, there's a full moon coming up, by the way, and we'll talk about that a little bit, just in terms of my psychic impression about it. But Kamala is working very hard. This is a card, the 8 of Pentacles, that often means I'm working really hard at doing what I love, and it's not, like, remember what she used to say? It's hard work, but we like hard work. That's Kamala right there. In spite of the pain, in spite of the difficulty, she's keeping on, and the cards about overwhelming emotions are coming through really strong tonight. That King of Cups and the Moon card. Let's talk a little bit. Hang on, I just want to see exactly when the full moon is. Because I can see it outside. It's on Monday. We have a full moon on Monday. Hang on, I gotta see what sign it's in. You guys could probably tell me. The full moon on Monday is in Aries. Okay. The full moon on Monday is in the sign of Aries. Now you know. Celtic Seer just put the info up. Yeah, and Aries is the war sign. And Mars is in Scorpio. There's a lot going on behind the scenes and beneath the surface. And I've picked that up all along. This whole time that we're going through this in this country, I've always felt that underneath everything there's something going on that's kind of keeping us safe. So I don't know where Kamala goes on her tour next. I think she had like 14 tour dates. Here's my other pendulum. I have tea leaves tonight too, don't let me forget. Okay, let's ask. Am I pixelating? The picture looks weird to me. I don't want to be pixelating. Is Kamala's book tour going to raise the energy of the American people? Is it going to have that effect? I have yes. The picture's clear? Okay, good, thanks. The solar system is all energetically charged with all the comets coming in, and the sun is very active with sunspots. Yes, that's true. Yeah, thank you for letting me know the picture's okay. That was making me nuts on the StreamYard. Excellent! I want to pick 3 cards about Dumpy's mental state right now, just because I'm curious. The Epstein files will be released. They're going to have to swear that woman in Arizona in. Read Thomas's long dad joke. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards about Dumpy. Wait, they're all messed up here. 162 thumbs up. I can see, since I'm not on StreamYard, I can see the number of thumbs up. StreamYard's a little hard to navigate. So I might kind of go back and forth. Okay. 3 cards about the status of the loser. The loser. I know, you're probably like, what? Which one? The big orange one. That, you know what, I just want to say, the one that we never elected, not even the first time. Michael's being the thumbs up police. Stick 'em up. Is it, I think it's Yom Kippur. Do I have that right? So I think Warren's not here. That might be why. Is anybody here Jewish? Somebody must be. At this point, throw a dart at a board of the admin and you will know who the loser is right now. Oh, they're all losers. You don't even have to throw a dart at the board. Thank you, Rose, for putting my info up. I take donations for diving into the slime. How Dumpy is doing. Well, what he's doing is he's kind of waiting to see if anybody's going to stop him. The Temperance card is he's kind of waiting to see if anyone will stop him. The Ace of Cups is a lot of overflowing emotions that he's having to deal with, and I feel like the Knight of Cups has to do with the military. Pushing back. I do feel pushing back from the military. Yom Kippur. I got to brush up on my my Jewish knowledge. Thank you, Darren, for putting my info up. I did get to the post office today, and I actually I sent out 2 more mugs. If you ordered a mug like say 6 to 8 weeks ago and you haven't received it, please send me an email because I probably missed it. AnetteDion7@gmail.com. Oh, so people are talking about the Read the Room. If Read the Room was ever a photo, it's the generals in that room yesterday. Yes, so what I saw, because I did see just a small picture of the generals in the room. And what I picked up was that they were kind of going, okay, what are we gonna do about this? What are we gonna do about this? That was my psychic feeling. And I do feel like they're planning to do something about it. I mean, look at it. It's like they don't want to be going on around starting wars, right? Let me go back to that. And then we'll talk a little bit about the shutdown. What's going to happen with our military when Dumpy starts telling them to invade other countries and start wars? Did I read on the one-sided peace deal offered to the Palestinians? I didn't read on it. I mean, I guess we could ask about that. I actually think that's going to get somewhere. Oh, Pete is getting called out so hard on his speech. The gay community is calling him out about how he was body shaming and saying what he said he wanted in the forces. You know, Keg's Breath is like, he's the least manly man ever. Let's see if he likes men. He's a woman assaulter. Did I see Pete's lame ass attempt for a chin up? Oh yeah, I heard about that. Is Keg's Breath, is he not completely heterosexual? Okay, that's a funny way to put the question. Is Hegseth gay? No. Okay. Does Keg's Breath, does he go both ways? No, so he's not. No, that's what I was just asking. He doesn't go both ways. So he's not gay and he's not bi, but he sure is concerned about his appearance. This whole macho thing has got to stop. A man who has to tell you how tough he is not a strong man. A man who's truly strong shows that strength by not gloating. I mean, it's like he wants to be in the bar. I bet he's gotten in some bar brawls. Let's ask that. Does Keg's Breath, has he gotten into bar brawls in his life? Yeah. It doesn't take a psychic. But I just had to look. What percentage of the time that he's been in bars has he gotten into bar brawls? 1? Or parties? 2? 30% of the time? 40% of the time? Oh my gosh, it can't be. Did I do that right? What percentage of the time that Keg's Breath, that he's been in bars or parties? What percentage of the time did he get into a bar fight? 10%? 20%? 30%? 40%? I'm just reading the pendulum. A lot. I was reading on our military again. Then, oh my gosh, where is the time gone? I haven't gone to the tea leaves yet. We're going to have to probably go, no, not 100% of the time, but about 40% of the time. Pete isn't even a good frat bro. I'm pulling 3 cards, asking about what our military will do when Dumpy commands them to go start a war. Because, I mean, let's just lay it on the line. What he's telling them to do is go incite a war. And he's telling them to incite a war against the American people. Not only to incite a war against Greenland and Canada and all the other countries he threatens. Not Venezuela, maybe. I mean, there was an act of war, what he did. It was a war crime, what he did. Bombing those fishing boats. So I'm asking about what our military will do when he commands that they go start a war, be it on our soil or foreign soil. That's what Putin does. What they'll do. Once again, the Four of Cups is coming up. They'll know that there's a really important opportunity that they cannot miss. They will not like it, but the sun indicates hope. That when he commands for them to go incite a war, they know, the military knows they can't just let that happen. The loss and pleasure, they're not going to like it one bit. I think this is the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5 of Cups. Yeah. So this is a card. These are the cups. It's a very emotional thing. When he commands for the military to go incite a war, the sun is going to shine on what, where that's coming. It's coming from the Kremlin. And this indicates that they will not obey the order to go start a war. Now, I guess we're going to stay a little bit longer because I was going to read on the shutdown and I completely lost track of time. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about the American people in the face of this shutdown. What are they going to do? But first, a dad joke. What's the opposite of cellulite? What's the opposite of cellulite? Buy me darkness? That's good. None of you have gotten a bell tonight. Please know that I'm dependent on your donations and your memberships and your book and readings, which nobody has. I don't know why. Don't you guys want a psychic reading? Come on. The shutdown. I'm going to pull 3 cards about how this is going to affect the Democrats. And I just dropped a bunch of cards. They slid right off. Hang on. How is this going to go for the Democrats? It's a government shutdown. In the face of the American people. Cheryl's an optimist. Shutdown will turn things around. I do get that. I did get that earlier. The sword of truth happens. With this shutdown, the sword of truth happens. That means that they see that the Democrats are showing the American people why the government shut down. This is actually good. They held back bringing more pain to the American people. It's a time of respite. This is going to highlight, thank you, Zircon. This is going to really severely highlight that the Republicans, the MAGAs, the fascists, what they're engaged in is hurting we the people. It's going to become glaringly obvious. You're going to see people who had the Trump flags and the signs and the bumper stickers and they were in the parades. You're going to see them shut their traps and gulp. It will hurt. It will hurt. It will freak people out. We have been a spoiled nation. No matter if we think that we appreciate everything that we have and all that, right? We have been a spoiled, rotten nation. To have not participated in our democracy and to have taken things for granted and to have forgotten what the opposite of democracy is. That's what's going on here. And the shutdown makes people go, oh my gosh. You think the older generation are the worst at being spoiled? Really? Because I look at people that are really elders that remember World War II. At least, you know, they were children then. Yeah, we do share the blame. Yeah, and actually, I'm going to read some tea leaves. And I have this weird, you know, feeling of I'm glad people are noticing now. I mean, that's just a side effect. Shall we read some tea leaves? Yes, not to mention capitulating completely rather than fighting for. Let's read on that. Let's ask if the information about Kamala actually winning the election, if we're going to see that. We're going to see the evidence that Kamala won the election. And by the way, Michael's saying that most of the people he sees at protests are older, but that's our fault too, as a nation, not teaching the youth. We have to teach the youth. Arizona seniors seem entitled. I don't see that where I live. I don't see people that are old. I don't see them acting entitled. Maybe there's wealthy people there that you're referring to. Then Arizona has an issue. Well, there's probably a lot of rich people that go there to retire. I mean, not to go on about it because we're past an hour, but don't we think that if we had not, like the younger generations, if we had not had such corruption in our democracy, that they would be on board? And in other countries, they know what it's like to not have their rights, and they'll fight to get them back. Let's take a look at some tea leaves, shall we? Oh, but before I do that, I just want to tell you, members, if you can find the join button, hit the join button and pick a level at which you'd like to donate. I did the 4th tarot classes up. It's under the vids, it's set to members only, and all my other stuff is there. Let's take a look at the tea leaves. We have what looks like, this looks like somebody helping somebody to, like to lift them up. There's a person, and there's a person here lifting them up. This feels like help coming to Ukraine. I feel like Ukraine is gaining some ground, which is great to see. This looks like 2 tulips. This looks like somebody playing the saxophone. Yeah, you're in the generation that protested the Vietnam War. You have to have practice at protesting. A lot of people are just getting their protest legs. We'll be okay. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we will be. So this looks like people helping people here. And the Mercury and the war, the Mercury and the Mars here mean communication about people helping one another. I know it seems like we're not getting any better, but we are. There's an owl. Wisdom prevails. And there is, that looks like a broom. That's a witch's broom. Get your witchiness on. Your son's been protesting for you. Good. Yes. You protested the Vietnam War and you ended that war. And because this fascist regime knows that protests work, that's why they're so upset. We'll be okay. I already said that. We'll be okay. That looks like somebody, that looks like somebody fishing for you're going to see a lot of interviewers fishing for the truth out of these MAGA Republicans. I don't think that they're going to get that. It is under the sign of Mercury. So this is a time to really to really use your intuition, because we're going to have to sift through. The MAGAs are going to be trying to pitch ideas about what's going on that don't take hold. They don't. And I just said this looks like somebody playing the saxophone. I feel like musicians are going to start coming out and having something to say about what's going on. Sweeping away the BS, yes. I really just want to leave you with this. Because of what's going on, the American people are going to become hyper-focused in a way that they never have before. If you think that's not possible, you know it happened in World War II when Pearl Harbor was bombed. You know that it happened on 9/11 when we had the devastating attacks in New York City. You know that when people face calamity in this country, they rise up and they make a difference and they participate. And you mentioned the Vietnam War. That was a terrible, terrible time. The Civil Rights Movement. The American people have always risen up and said, not on our watch, screw you all, we want what we want, we demand justice, we demand an end to this bullshit, and we will stop it. I want to get a new sign that says, the system is broken, we the people must fix it. The system is broken. We the people must fix it. And I just want to mention too about that. Kamala said it in her interview with Rachel Maddow. Kamala said the system is broken. Recently I was watching a documentary about ETs, about this guy who left the Air Force because they weren't looking at UFOs, and what do they call them now? UAFs. That they weren't taking them seriously. So he had to get outside of the system in order to investigate more. I know it's a funny example. But what we're seeing now is the system is broken. And guess who fixes it? Who fixes it? We, the people, fix it. If your house is on fire, you'd make sure you called the fire department and put it out. You wouldn't just sit there. UAPs, yes. Yeah. So this man, and he wasn't the only one that had to get out of the system because the military was covering up, and is still covering up that there are aliens. And so he had to get outside of the system. I saw this documentary on the History Channel about that, but I'm just making the point. It's broken. It is broken. Okay, people are dropping off. I've stayed too long. I will see you tomorrow for our guided meditation for Healed America, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's only half an hour of your time. Off the Ledges daily. Church of Spirituality every Sunday. If you're not watching it, you're really missing out. I love you guys so much. Please book a reading, psychicandetdion.com. I can't pay my bills without any money to pay the bills. And it's a two-way street. Okay, love you lots. Namaste. See you soon. Bye.